What's going on? Welcome back to Heavy Wrench. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we are going to start a series, or maybe one video, I'm not sure, but this is a 404 John Deere out of a 4430. 6404 block, or 6404 engine, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do a complete rebuild on it. So a customer dropped it off to me. The way it sits right now, we had to do a complete tear down. I just got done draining the oil. So we're going to get into this thing and see what it looks like underneath in the oil pan and main bearings, make sure everything's good to go and do a complete rebuild on it. So that's what we got going today on here. Be careful, there might be a tool haul involved with this engine. Not sure, but check that out. You probably already have seen the tool haul, but that's okay. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate it as always. Like I said, or maybe I haven't said it yet. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz, and hit us up on Saturday nights for the live stream. They're usually pretty good. Get some interesting guests sometimes. Sometimes it's just me chatting about different things in the industry and in the world, whatever it is. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about other stuff like that. Stay away from the hot topics. But we talk about the community and the equipment and engines and all sorts of after treatment and new guys getting into it. Check this out. It's a good community. I enjoy it. I enjoy hosting it. It's really everybody else's community. I just host it. So we're going to tear this thing apart and see what happens. So I'm going to get to it. Well, this is going to be a new one. We get to go oil pan bolts, 9/16 wrench. We got a couple of, wait, that might be 9/16 right on the front too. We're going to be using some SAE on this engine, which is kind of wild. Don't get to use that much. You know what I'm saying? So we got a couple of large bolts here that we'll have to get out. And, you know, a couple half-inch bolts right there on the front. See if we can get to this side. I'm sure there's one over here. Nice part about the overhead is that you can kind of swivel it around to get what you need. Now these are special tapered bolts, it looks like. So we'll have to keep an eye on those to make sure we don't lose them. All that good stuff. But we'll rip this oil pan off and see where it takes us. Now I've been using this ratchet here for these few here. We'll see if I don't know if the impact will be faster or if it'll do it. We'll see. We'll check here real quick and see, but I'm definitely going to be using the 14-4. Now there was a longer one. I don't have to mind that. The short ones are on the outside, the long ones are on the inside of the front cover, note to self. There's a good green light there. I know the Milwaukee fans will be saying, hey, get a Milwaukee, and she'll take that off straight away. But that's why I like the long snap-on ratchet myself. So I think we'll have to get these back ones out now. These are super long. And we'll get all these that are longer ones. Because they go right up into the block. And even on this side here, we've got some longer ones. Loosen that one. Loosen that one. I think the rest of the impact will take out. The impact is faster, I will say that. Oh, drain a little oil here. So if you can't use the impact, you might as well. Oh, that one went in the bucket. Set that over there. that one. And then we'll leave that one. I like making sure we leave one on each side until we get the pan off. We'll spin this around, readjust our oil pan here. That way it don't make a huge mess. I think we'll leave this one right here. Loosen that one up. Take the rest out. Customer said that it was blowing. The problem was it was just blowing oil, so grab a hammer and hit these two tabs and let that drop down and see what we got. I think that's all we got. All right, let me get a hammer. One of the old-time welders' ball peens. There she goes. That dropped down. That side's dropped. So the whole oil pan is dropped down. Now we just gotta take this big old sucker off of here. So what I'm gonna do is put the drain plug back in now, because the tough part is you have to remember that this is a cast iron oil pan. Not aluminum, it's cast iron. So it's definitely gonna have some weight to it, you know. So what I'll do is I'll set it down, set it on something, and then we'll lift off. We'll see if we can get this to work. I think a 4x4 right there will make that happen. I think a 4x4 right there. That side's off. Now we'll see if it works. Coming at you. Another nice part about the A-frame is I can move that wherever I want. Now I'll get my drip pan underneath of it. Let's check out and see what's in the oil pan. What do you say? My flashlight. We'll see what we got. Let's see, any metal. There's a little water in there. That water could be from when they power washed it. I don't see any nothing shiny. Nothing really gritty or shiny. A little bit, but nothing crazy. So we might be just on straight pistons, liners. Get her rolling. All right, that phone call was interesting. Truck driver stuck in the state for a wee little bit because he is, we got the frost laws on in Michigan. So there ain't much trucking that can go on with the frost laws. I don't know if I want to pull a couple of these mains and just see what they are or not yet. Oh, we might as well, right? Get a couple mains off and just see what they look like. They look like they're all marked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the rods. Where are we at? We look like we're on top dead of, we're close to 3 and 4, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 and 4 look, no, 2 and 5 look to be at the top dead center right now. So we're there. That's interesting. That's where she stopped. So we'll pop the timing cover off here quick and see what we got here for timing marks, because you probably can't see. Oh yeah, you can see what I'm pointing at. So we got our timing. We're going to check our ejection pump. That's got to come off. We got harmonic balancer. The harmonic balancer is all junked. We're going to get a new one of those, and we'll go from there. But yeah, we're getting closer. I could probably set this thing down on my stand and yeah, go from there. But I will. I might pull a couple caps and just see what she looks like real quick here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see what the bearings look like. Now we'll roll it over and call it good. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Call back to my dad. It's the old time welder call. Well, we got number 3 pulled, beam bearing. No scoring or nothing, but you can definitely see some wear on the outside edges there. But it's just wear on number 3. So I think we'll be okay. I just want to see if it says standard or something on the back of these, because that's going to help us determine what kit we need. Set that down. Oh, the oil pump just fell. Let's see here. I don't see anything spun on her, but I sure as heck don't see any indication. Oh, right there. See if she's been R42523 is on that one. I don't see any other. I think these are standard bearings. I'll have to check that part number against 72 42523. Yeah, I think these are standards. They don't have any. I'll have to check that part number and see what it comes up with. So let's do that. Get on the Googly, see what happens. Well, I didn't see nothing in that bearing that was bad, so just picked one. So I think we'll just continue tearing apart the top end, we'll get that off, and we'll be able to set the block down upside down and go from there. So put this on the ground, back on the ground, and we will go from there. Start getting our fuel system taken off and all that good stuff. Probably set her on a cart, not back on the ground, back in the cart, so I can roll it around and manipulate it the way I want to, instead of having to use the overhead. But But right now, lower end doesn't seem too bad. I didn't pull a rod or nothing yet, but I don't see nothing catastrophic. So we shall see. Grab that cart real quick. This cart is pretty decent. It's kind of nice to have. You set the block down on it. And as long as you get her somewhere in the center, it allows me to roll the engine around where I need to be good to go, but you can leave your drain pans underneath of it wherever it sits and roll it around that way. Now you pull the exhaust off, the head off, and we're not really, I mean, it's not easy to move on these wheels, but it's better than screwing around too much on it. So make it just a little nicer. We'll get this thing tore apart a little bit more, and we'll go from there. I'll get my impact back. We'll rip off these four little legs that I got for us, which are pretty nice. Angle iron legs worked out pretty good for hauling it, moving it, lifting it, the whole deal. Oh, tore another glove. These gloves aren't worth the crap. Now I'll be able to get that little cover that hooks into our oil pump there. Slide that back on. Now we'll pick up our stuff. Now we just have a block. I should probably set some wood the other way, but right now it's set on that steel. It's fine. It's not going to damage nothing just sitting there. So yeah, fun stuff. Let's get after it. We'll time her up, see if we can't roll. That's probably going to be the easiest, and then we'll get the exhaust off. That's going to be, I don't like that one. Go there. Oh man, intake bolts. We'll clean up what we got here in a minute. Extension here. Get us a little bit better. Go with that one. Get in here. That one. Now our intake's coming right on off. Guy call from, that auction sale I've been doing stuff for a little bit here and there. That happened a while ago. Guy decides to ship the combine. I narrowed up the combine for him, and that's all set and ready to ship. Well, it's been some 50-degree weather outside. Truck driver calls me back. He says he's coming out today. I said, okay. Whatever. Not thinking nothing of it. But guess what today is? If you're from Michigan, you'll understand when I say these words, what I'm talking about. It's frost laws are on. So this guy, he can't get a permit. He's got the combine loaded. Everything on it. Our tires, he got everything off, all set to ship. I can't even tell you what I'm talking about right now. But he's got it all set to ship. and yeah, he can't get a permit to leave the state. Now, it happens every year for us locals that they cut your weight down when it's springtime and the frost is coming out of the ground. And we've gotten kind of accustomed to, we just can't move big stuff when that happens, which is fine. We've pretty much come accustomed to dealing with that stuff, you know, so it really isn't. But come on, get off of there. There it goes. That gasket was stuck on there pretty darn good. Set that there. Actually, these two bolts I'm gonna put back in the turbo just because, and then we'll go from there. Who's calling me now? Oh. Hello. Upon phone calls, upon phone calls. So I'm putting these Mac Impact precision sockets here, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know if they're precision torques or whatever. Yeah, I think they're precision torques, but this one up here, these bolts are pretty nasty, I'm not going to lie to you. And the 9/16 wants to slip. So I went to a 13 on this one. It grabbed it good. Those little pieces work pretty good. And we'll see if we can, no, the 14 slipped there. The 14 is definitely slipping down there. And I don't even know what size these are supposed to be, but the 13 fits on that one. No, it slipped. Okay, definitely got a slipper there. We might have to go to our snap-on twist sockets for these and see if we can't get them off, because this manifold is in rough shape. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll try to zoom in and see if you can see how bad them bolts are. We'll try this lower one right here. Oh, I'm on the other one. That's the one I kind of run off. We'll go to the next cylinder. So there's, oh boy, there's the upper and lower. I'll let it focus for a minute. And we're going to see if 13, see a 13 fits on there. I haven't tapped it really, but it's on there all the way. That broke that free. Now getting it off is a little tougher, but this one down here, okay, that's a 13 on there, nice and tapped on. And that one moved too. So it's grabbing these rusty bolts, these precision torques are, on some of them, but like I said, it's not grabbing all of them. This one over here did not grab it. So these must be like a 5/16, but that one doesn't fit on there nearly as well. And that one doesn't either. So that might be the, so you can kind of see what's going on here. But I gotta get rolling to the next one, the job over there, with that truck driver that needs a hand trying to get out of the state, because now he's got the combine loaded and found out he can't get permits. Now we gotta get the combine unloaded. So isn't that a world of fun? I think so. So I want to wrap stuff up. We'll pick up on this either tomorrow or later after I get back from that job, but hopefully I'll be able to go out and give you a little video of that today too. So stick around for more cool content. All right, so we're back from helping out, getting that truck moving right along. So now we're gonna keep working on this bad mama jamma, if that makes sense. So what I'm gonna do is go grab my stuff, and these were the two that were slipping. This one here was starting to, and so was this one. Couldn't get those two, but these were all loose. If I remember right, you guys probably remember because it just happened. Me, it's been a few hours, so we're working on it though. We're working on it. All right, let's go get my stuff I need. 1/2 inch socket. Oh boy, y'all are going to be happy about this tool haul. Everybody likes tool hauls. Oh, let's see. We need a 1/2 inch, 3/8 drive. All right, where they at? There's 9/16. Maybe with these chromes. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, we'll get this ratchet. Oh boy. Got this. Tell you what, it was nicer earlier. Oh, she got quite cold. 14.4. Now we're going to use the chromes instead of the impacts to see what we can do here. So we got the 13. Oh yeah. We'll see if we can't get this out and then back in. Inspect the bolts. Oh man, you should have seen that rust come out of there. Whoa, Yahtzee. Alright, let's see if you can see what I see right here. Where's the old flashlight? Maybe you guys can catch this. Maybe not. Maybe. Now that bottom one, can you all see that? I'll zoom in for you. Watch what comes out of here. I don't know if you're going to see it or not, but see that rust fall? Here, I'll try to. See how thin those bolts get? 9-piece. Set right here. We're gonna try them out again. They worked on the old Kubota. Some guys say that might be the difference is when I actually tap them on and I'm loosening them up, but heck, I don't know. What's this one right here? 1/2 inch. And that's what we were just spinning on there. And that one too. So here it is. The 1/2 inch textile. Snap on extractor. Well, I just used the 13. Make sure it gets square. That's the key. Oh. Oh. It broke the bolt. It broke the bolt. But it didn't slip. And look, that's not a, that was a clean break. Well, that ain't no good. We'll try another one. I should have stopped. That was biting. I definitely displaced some metal. That's for sure. There's a junk one. And you can see, here, take a look in that hole. I'll try to see if I can zoom in there and show you what we were up against. That's not the right one. There it is. Let's get you zoomed in. Yeah, this camera's got awesome zoom. A little bouncy there, but see that rust? I'll get out my little pocket screwdriver here, but see that rust that's around it? I'm really hoping this manifold comes off. I think that's part of the problem, is right there, but we'll try it on the bottom one. We'll try it on this one right here. That'll be a nice close view of it, so that way you can see everything that I see. Find my hammer. Sweet hammer, short handle. I'll show you this in a minute. But I try to get it on square. As you can see, I'm not pounding too hard, but I'm not being light either. So we're going to see how this goes. Oh, that one broke free. Look at all that stuff pouring out. Can you see that pouring out of there? Underneath the ratchet head? Probably not. But I'll let you see the pile after we get it out. It's been a long time since this manifold's been off. And oh my gosh, did you see that? Look how much the bolt's eating away. It's crazy, isn't it? Now, we just have to start it in that hole. And then kind of wiggle, wiggle, and then it comes off. And you take the rest of the way out by hand. But look at that, how well that bit in there. Pretty good. I'm pretty impressed so far. So these two are good to go. This one here, I think we're slipping on too. I guess I'll widen you back out. That's enough. Oh, but you see that pile of... See that? That all came out of the bolt hole. That whole pile. That's a lot. Now we're going to pull these two bolts off, which are already loose. Already got them loose, so we're going to... They were already out once, so... Just take them off. Ooh, maybe this one wasn't off once. That's the one I had the 13 on. So these heads are so bad that literally, maybe this one wasn't. Oh yeah, this one's loose. These things are so bad that they're different size heads. Well, we're gonna buy new bolts for these. The exhaust manifold. Because of this one, there's like 4 broken bolts right now, at least. So getting this manifold off without cracking it, because you got this one here that's rusted right in solid, is going to be the trick. And you know, the best time to pull these manifold bolts is right when the engine's hot. I'm not gonna lie, that's the end all be all way of doing it. Hot engine, let it rip. Just get them out of there. You know, It sucks at the beginning, but at least you, that one's all sorts of goobered up. It sucks when you're trying to get them off because they're hot, but at the same time, we'll get a little persuasion. Persuasion! I swear my tool cart is handy. Oh! Trailers for sale or rent. Rooms collect 50 cents. I'm a man, means by to know me. Digging the road, It's working. We just gotta keep working. Maybe. Starting to see some gap there. I don't want to heat it, you know, because that only adds. But I think if I just keep working them studs, maybe it'll go. Starting to go. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting there. Well, I call them studs because that's what they are now. They were bolts. So there's a little gap behind the head here that you can get a pry down where you're not in the exhaust. You know what I mean? Show you. Okay, that side's off. Now we're going to see this bottom one now. It's this one. It's broke off. Let's see. Oh, the top one too. But the top one. Okay, you know. I was trying to get this bolt out back here that holds the water pump on. There's 3 bolts in the back here that's still holding the water pump on, but now we may have to go to heat. Oh, we're working it. We're working it. Might have to go from a different angle. Now this is where it gets tricky because I don't want to pry where that exhaust port is on the head. I want to pry on the block or the head. Right now I'm prying on the head. But I'm not. Okay, we're definitely out on this side. So let me try going up just a little bit. That's down. That's up. Out here just a little bit. And maybe if we twist. So close. But yet. Let's try getting behind this one again. Starting to go, maybe. Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. There she goes. Oh boy. Now we'll find out how lucky we really are when we get to go. I'm going to slide this right behind you. Yep. Now that's hanging right behind the camera. So now we've got broken bolt, good hole, good hole, good hole, good hole, good hole, good hole, broken bolt, and that one's okay. And then down here, that one's weird because it's all full of stuff. But that valve looks pretty wet and oily. All these valves, the head's gonna have to be done. All the valves have oil in them. So either the valve guides are bad or something is going on there. So we'll have to check that out. We got that side off. Now we'll go to the fuel side. I'm going to get this Android line completely off of here just so it's out of the way. And then I can get our water pump off. And then we'll start really disassembling this bad lad. Right here, there's a plug, timing mark, that's on your pump gear, and on your pump gear and your pump itself, back in here. You got to pull this off, I believe. These 3 bolts here, that's how it comes off. So right now I'm just working on getting the housing loose. For the injectors, it's 15/16, 12 point. Matco USA. There's a JDG part number, but this Matco USA, you cut that in half, it actually holds. Don't use a Proto, it fails. Just so you know. Proto failed. Matco USA passed. It actually worked.
Cut it wrong, you know.
These spread. It won't even. It spreads where this Matco moves it. So there's a tip for that. For the injector wrench, it says special tool, whatever. It is what it is. But Matco USA is still good. The rest of it, I don't know. The new Matco. I feel like I'm okay with cutting the Matcos in half and using them for specialty tools, especially the USA, the Matco USAs, because they're good wrenches and they hold up well. So if I'm going to make a special tool, might as well use a Matco USA. This is my Craftsman 7/8 that I made a while ago for something different. Sometimes you need that little bit of extra stuff on it. So anyway, we're getting this injection pump off. A wobble socket, long extension, gets put on back bolts. They come free pretty easy. And these are all goobered up with dirt and stuff. You'll see when I pull this pump off how bad it is behind there. They did a really good job washing this engine for me, but behind it, behind here, he's nasty. Say that it's good. Actually, that can work in there. Now we should be able to. I'm hoping this doesn't have to come off, but it might. you never know. It's not very far. I don't think they'd make you take that oil filter housing off in order to pull the injection pump. We'll find out here in a few seconds. The sheet is ready to pull. So we got our timing marks in here. Out here I marked it on the front just because. Am I even in the camera view? Am I even in the camera?
Yeah, but you're in the amongst it.
I didn't know. It looks like it's way off. Old time Welder's doing the camera. No commentary today.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, not much. Got to get him rolling. Maybe he needs a cup of coffee. Should I go make him a cup of coffee? Will I help him out? You think? What do you think?
I'm just amazed to see he's actually working today, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know, he has been slacking quite a bit lately.
That's just what I want to tell everybody. I've been slacking, huh?
Just like in the old live stream, you hear it first right here. Whoa, what? Things falling.
Oh, yeah. She's starting to move already.
Better keep an
Man.
eye on that. So, on the floor.
He's
So
scared.
he'll be on the floor. Oh, there's a gear falling off there. I'll get that.
Yeah, I'll just pop that up here for now. And we'll see if this, there she goes. Oh yeah, we're gonna spill all sorts of fuel. We're gonna lay that right like that. In that green pan. Try to keep everything out of it-ish. There she goes. Oh, yeah, good, nasty. All right, that's off. We're at top dead center. This gear here we can set in valve cover / fuel. And now we'll pull some injectors. Next thing. So we'll pop up here. Over. Supposed to put, the book literally tells you to put anti-seize on your injectors here. So we're either going to be good to go or completely screwed. This one was moving the best out of all of them. So I kind of want to see how it comes out. Yeah, 3-hour break. This one here I've used for more injectors than anything else. This is probably where the bent.
Note the bend in it.
Yeah, note the bend.
Note the bend. That's what we want you to notice is the bend.
Sometimes
If we had some of that Uncle Dave's free, we'd be all ready.
I think so, huh?
Yeah, it would be all right if that Uncle Dave's free.
All right, she's starting to come a little crooked there.
I'd like to know what AgTech 45's opinion is on how he's pulling these out. The John Deere specialist himself.
She's kind of carboned up. You can see she's kind of carboned up. The tip's pretty carbon, but man, it's pretty nasty. We'll see what the rest of them hold. All right, well, you're getting the fast forward version here. We'll pulled the rockers, pulled the injection pump. I think that's where I left off, was pulling the injectors. Number 2 was horrible. Number 6 was horrible. And I don't remember. There was like 3 or 4 of them. The number 2 I had to heat to get out. I broke, I guess I'll show you the carnage of times of the day. The Proto did not hold up at all. It spreads right wide open. The Matco did the best job, Matco USA, when I cut it, but then it broke. I ended up cutting a snap-on and then hogging it out. It needs to be hogged out a little bit more to get in there better, but it spread a little bit on the one that I had to heat, but that's the one that broke this one. So all in all, 3 15/16 wrenches to get 6 injectors out. So yeah, that was a little disappointing. But then we pulled the rocker on, pulled the push rods, everything's all set. Now we're just gonna pull the head off real quick here. It feels like it wants to lift. I wish I was more over here with it, but there's no real holes in the back. So it is what it is. We'll get the old lady slipper, throw it down into a hole here. Oh, we got a head gasket coming off, kind of crooked and stupid. I gotta get that peeled back. Oh my God. Carbon. Well, we definitely had a problem with cylinder 1. That's for sure. I don't know if you guys seen that or not, or if you can see that, but before we get too crazy, well, some of that, they washed it, but if you look at piston 1, look at all that carbon. This one here definitely had some issues. We got carbon rings everywhere else too, but I mean, in all reality, we got some scoring on the liners, but the rest of them all look pretty good. 1 and 6, I'll show you here. I guess I'll just grab the camera off here and show you, because you're not going to be able to see, but now you might, maybe. You might not be able to hear me as well, but 1, 2, don't look too bad. 3, 4, 5, 6. Has some carbon. If you look here in the cylinder wall, there's some gouges, but I mean, you can feel them. So I know she was burning oil there, but this one here, this is all part of head gasket, that flake stuff is. And this one, not really a lot of gouges. Some at number 2. We'll find out what 1 and 6 are here in a little bit, but yeah, definitely some gouges in number 5 for sure. So yeah, we'll be doing pistons, liners, and we're about ready to maybe even pull the front crank pulley and then the cam. When we flip it over, we'll pull the cam, and then we'll check everything else and see what pistons and rods are looking like, or I mean mains and rod bearings are looking like when we get the pistons out. So stay tuned for tomorrow. It's super late tonight. I don't know what time it is. It's probably midnight. I don't even know. It's been a couple hours since I last hopped on the camera. I don't even know. I'm gonna go check my phone here. But yeah, it's been a little bit. Yeah, it's 11:30 at night. So I've done some work on it. I've got it flipped around, made the stand a little bit better. We'll get this chain out of the way. Now we're pulling rod caps. We've got cylinder 2. and 5. Now these rod caps, I did notice on the first one that I pulled, because I pulled number 5 first, that there is a male and a female tang, so you can't really mess up the caps. Ooh, that one's got a little gouge in her. A little bit of a gouge. Not horrible. We'll have to feel the crank there. But that's 2. Check that out. 2 and 5 are done. I'm going to need a dead blow here. I'm going to need a dead blow. Alright. Tap those down. Probably see if I can tap them right out. Pull that bearing out. Don't look too bad. Set that there. Oh, it might be a little harder to get out than uh-oh. The old green mount is coming apart. Might scrape them there she goes. Well, we definitely have some skirt damage. Number 5's got some skirt damage, that's for sure. Rings look okay with skirt for sure. You know? Alright, now we're going to pull the crank. Got the cam out just a little bit. So now we can make a pass. Here, there she goes. Like I was saying before, it is nice to have this smaller hoist, just for the sheer fact of being able to do this, and now I can lift the block if I need to. When I need to flip it, I can leave this hang for a little bit, so that makes it nice. Slide this out of the way. Oh, we just dropped the bearing. That's not good. We'll check to see if we have any other bearings. That's the only one we dropped, so we should be able to know where that one goes. Let's see. That's all good. It was number 2. Number 2 main. It's the one that dropped. Now we'll get the pistons out and we'll figure out the rest of the story here. We'll get the cam out all the way. I want to inspect that really good. So we'll pull that cam. Camshafts are always a pain in the butt to get out. Some guys build tools and whatnot to get them out. I don't know. If you do them this way, you can, it all depends on the cam. Worst part is, I really don't have a reason. Yeah, I'll take you on a walk through the pistons here. Come on, baby. There it goes. That was our best looking one. Number 3 was the best. Move this out of the way. 'Cause now you get to pull the bearings. These are all coming out real nice. Now that I said that, that one doesn't want to come out. Murphy's Law. As soon as you say something nice, that stuff will happen. Let's see what's going on with that. Slid nicely there. Might have just been some crud. Remember, we really got to check number 4 on the left side, which would be intake. Number 4 intake. Remember that. We got to check that lifter passage. Remember that for me. I appreciate it. At least somebody's paying attention to this job. Might as well be you. Yeah, I don't see any real bad stuff on these. We're gonna keep them in order, and then we're gonna flip the block here in a minute. And then we'll do a real good inspection. Here's our thrust. Well, I'm gonna try to show you some of the damage here. This number 6 piston is pretty gouged. I don't know if you can see that or not. Deeply gouged right here. I mean, that's deep. That's real deep. So something was definitely coming apart. I don't see nothing on the rings indicating that, but the bearings look worn, but not eaten up or nothing. So that's one of the worst ones, but the rest of them are all kind of similar to that. Here's number 2. You can see, but that's, you can't really, you can catch it with your fingernail, but that's about it. It's not super deep, but definitely have some, but the wrist pins all feel good. So we'll have to dig into it though, that's for sure. And then we said 4 intake, which is this one. I don't see anything bad on that lifter really. Probably just a chunk of dirt got in there or something from flipping it or whatever. Or who knows, with all that metal, that could be steel. You'd think you'd see that in the filter, but apparently not. But we'll get this thing flipped over. Now you can't see what I'm doing, but pan over here to the actual block. Pick that up. All right, well, we got the crank out. It's over there hanging. You might be able to see it, you might not. But we're gonna flip this over so we can get the liners out. I wanna check to make sure. We're gonna look at the parts real close, get the part numbers off the bearings, and then we're gonna start cleaning on this block, get the liners out, clean the block, cam bearings, I'm gonna have to order them. The oil pump I gotta tear apart before I make my order, because I wanna see how the gears look in that. And that's about it. Then we'll order all our parts, and then we'll go back together. How's that sound? So, all right, well, I'm gonna get after it a little bit here, check to see what we need, and go from there.